Hey loves, thank you for stopping by. Today we'll be making this beautiful corset top. So please keep on watching and let's get started. So in my previous video, I went ahead to draft these patterns, and as you can see, I've gone ahead to cut it on my actual fabric. I also went ahead to add stitching allowance on all our pattern papers. The only difference we have here is at the back. As you can see, this was how the back was, but I went ahead to fold it in like this, and that's because I'll be making use of a loop, so I might still be cutting out from this. So if you are not making use of a loop, I don't think this part is necessary. So we'll just get into the video, and this is my lining. I'll cut the exact same thing on my lining piece also. So this is my wording, and this is what I'll be using as my bra cup. So what I'll do now is to just cut what I have on my fabric like so. I'll just place it on my wording like this, and I'll go ahead and cut it exactly like this. Now it is better for me, to have excess than for me to have shortage. That's why I added stitching allowance on this wording also. So when I'm done sewing, I'll just go ahead and cut out the excess wording. So let's go ahead and cut it, guys. So this wording has a part that is shiny, that is gummy. So that is the part I will use. I will show you how to do that. After cutting it like this, I will show you how to gum it with your actual fabric to give it that cup, to give it the cup. So I've gone ahead to cut the exact same thing on my lining piece, as you can see, and I'll just keep this aside while we work on our cups. So this is our cup, and you can see we have 1 2 3, and you can see the arrows, how they are facing each other. So I'll just go ahead now and notch my number 2 cup. This will make it easier for me to differentiate it from the number 3 cup. You don't have to do this, but I think it makes it very easy, so you don't have to be struggling to know which part is for which part. So I went ahead to notch everything, both the lining piece with the padded of the number 2. And so now what we'll be doing, we'll keep that aside while we work on these two first. So I'll just go ahead and remove the pattern paper so that I'll show you guys how to join these together. So when you're removing this pattern, do not remove the paper, that is the pattern itself, from the fabric. I don't know if you understand, but just watch what I'm doing. So this will just make it easy. This is how I sew my corset, and it always works for me. It makes it very easy for me to know which one is for which one. Just take your time. So you can see how I gently removed it, and the pattern paper is still on the fabric. So this is what you do. So I'll just go ahead and pin that part down, and that's the part where we will be stitching. So I'll just pin it down, and I'll go ahead and do the same thing for the other pattern as well. So this is what it looks like, guys. And that the part where I pinned, that is the part we'll be stitching, and I'm just trying to show you how it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and pin the top of the material and just keep it aside. So I'll go ahead and bring out another one like so, and bring out the number 3 just like this, and I'll join that together as well and pin it down. So I've gone ahead to pin it down. You can see how it looks like. So I'll be um keeping the lining and the pattern paper aside so that I work on the cups. So for the cups, you stitch it the way you stitch your normal fabric. That is, you place it on each other and run a stitch on it. But if you have a zigzag stitch machine, that is a machine that does zigzag stitch, just go ahead and do a zigzag stitch. But if you do not have that and you cannot use your needle and thread to do that, just do this method. You just join it like this with my pin and then you run a stitch down. So I'll repeat the same thing for the other cups as well. So you just place it down like this and then you just stitch it on your machine. That is if you are using my method. So just go ahead and run a stitch on all these pieces. So guys, you can see I've gone ahead to stitch it down and I also went ahead to iron it flat with my iron. So this is what it looks like, and now we'll be joining the number 1 cup to the number 2 and 3 cup. So this is what we'll be doing. You place it right side facing each other using your pattern paper to know how to place it. So you can see my pattern paper is still on my number 1 fabric so that I won't mix it up. So just go ahead and pin it down and it will look like this. So I'll do the same thing for the other cup as well. So I'll place it right side facing each other like you see me doing, and I'll pin it down. So after doing this, I'll just go ahead and do the same thing for the other pieces, and I'll show you guys how it looks like. So guys, you can see the cup. You can see how I went ahead to join everything together. So what I'll do now is to open my seams like this and I'll give it a good press so that it lays flat. So this is what it looks like. You can see how it is. You can see that our cup is already forming. So I'll just keep this aside. So this is the cup. You can see how it looks like. The same thing. So I'm just trimming out the threads. And what I'll do now is to place my cup or padded inside the material, that is the fabric. So just watch what I'm doing, and the way I'm placing it, I'm placing the gummy part of our top of our cup, to the material, that is to say the part that is shiny, so that when I iron it with my iron, it will stick together with the fabric. I hope you understand this part, guys. So just place the gummy part, that is the shiny part of the wording, to your fabric, and I'll use a ball to iron this. Please guys, when you are ironing your cup, do not iron it flat. Always use a ball to iron it. So after I iron it, I'll go ahead and trim off this excess wording. That's what I was saying, that it's better to have excess than to have shortage. So guys, yeah, this is what it looks like. I've gone ahead to do that. So you can see that it has stick to the fabric, and I'm just trimming off the excess wording. So it's better to have excess than to have shortage. So this is what it looks like. You can see how it sticks to the fabric. So I'm just trimming it off like so. So guys, this is what we have, and I'll keep that aside while we work on the side front and the center front. So I'll just go ahead and remove the pins so that I'll work on this. So this is what it looks like. This is the center front. So I'll go ahead and join it with the side front like this. So just make sure right side facing right side. So I'll go ahead and place it like this, and right side facing right side like so, and I'll just stitch this part down. So I'll stitch it down like so, and I'll do the same thing for the other part as well. I'll just take it and I'll stitch it down as well. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it down, and this is what it looks like. You can see I also went ahead to iron the seams flat. So this is what it looks like. So what I'll do now is to bring my bias. So this is, I'll be making use of a bias. So I'll just place my bias on this point where I'm placing it like this, and I'll stitch it down on both sides. That is, you place your bias like this and you stitch it on both sides of the bias. And I also come to the middle part, and I'll also place my bias at the middle and stitch it down as well. So you just fold your fabric like this, so you'll be able to get the middle, and you place your bias and you stitch it down on both sides when you are stitching it down. So I've gone ahead to do that. I've gone ahead to stitch my bias. You can see what it looks like, and I also went ahead to put one of my cups to the fabric, and I'll just do the same thing here with this other one. So when placing your cups, guys, you remember that number 2 is one facing the center front. If you check our pattern drafting, number 2 is the one facing the center front. So that's how you are to place your cups. If not, it will not sit well. So you can see, I'm just showing you guys, so you can see that this number 2 is the one facing the center front, and that was what I have here. So that's why I said work with your pattern paper when you're making a corset. It makes it easier for you. So you can see, so please take note of that. So I will just go ahead and pin this down with my pin, and I'll show you guys how to pin it down. So you just place your cup right side facing each other to your fabric. So you place it like this. You can see right side facing each other, and you just pin that down. You hold that part down, and then you go ahead and pin all these other parts as well. So you pin this part down. So I'll just use my pin to do this. I hope you can see it. So just pin it to the tip of the fabric, and you do it to the other side as well. So you can see I've pinned one side to the fabric, so I'm going to pin the other side now. So you just repeat the same thing. So this is what it looks like after I was done pinning it down. So guys, I don't know, you go ahead and stitch this down. You go ahead and stitch it down your sewing machine. So you can see that at the top it is equal. That was because I placed it well. But if you did not place it well, it will not be this way. So that was what I was trying to say. So just take your time, and I'm sure you'll get it. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to stitch this down. So I've stitched it down, and this is what it looks like. So I'll keep that aside and bring our back piece. So this is our back piece, guys. So this back piece, I'll be cutting um I'll be cutting away from it because I'm making use of a loop, so I don't need any allowance like that. So I'll just go ahead and mark 1.5 inches. I'll just take out 1.5 inches. This is not compulsory, guys. That's just what I want to take out from it. So I'll just mark 1.5 inches and I'll cut it out. So I've gone ahead to cut it out, and this is what it looks like. So now I'll bring back this fabric with the cups, and I'll place my back piece like this, right side facing each other, and I'll pin it down. After pinning it down, I'll go ahead and mark remember when we are drafting our pattern, I took 1.5 inches for our sewing allowance. So I'll just go ahead and take that 1.5 inches that I took for my sewing allowance. I'll just go ahead and take it, and I'll stitch from that part. I'm just taking our sewing allowance, which was 1.5 inches. And I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So I've gone ahead to stitch it, and this is what it looks like. This is how it looks like. So what I'll do now is to I'll be adding a bias to the back as well. So I'll just go ahead and bring my bias, and before placing the bias, I'm going to mark half inches. This half inches, I'll be placing my bias from that half inches. So that half inches is for joining. Yes, it's for joining. So I'm going to just place my bias away from that half inches. You understand why I did this. So this is where I'll be placing my bias. I'll be leaving that half inches, and I'll stitch my bias after the half inches. So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So guys, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. You can see the half inches. So you can see I left half inches. So this is what it looks like. That half inches, we'll use it later. So the next thing I'll do now is this strap. I just went ahead to sew this strap. It's 14 inches long. So I'll just go ahead and bring it out, turning it to the right side. So guys, you can see I've gone ahead to turn the straps, and this is what it looks like. I also went ahead to iron it. So what we'll be doing now is to measure the distance between this here to the other side where I just pointed. You measure the distance from here to the other side, and you'll be dividing that by 2. So in my own case, I had 5.5 inches. So I'll take it again. So you can see mine is 5.5 inches. So I'll go ahead and divide that by 2, and I'll just make a mark there. So I'll just go ahead and mark the middle after dividing it like this, and I'll carry one of the straps and I'll place it like this way. So you see I'm placing that line, the part where you have the line of the joining. So I'll place it like this and I'll hold it down with my pin. So this is what we have, you can see. So the next thing I'll be doing now is I'll be coming on this other part, and I'll also be marking the half. That is what I place for the cup. I'll also place it there. That is 2.75. So I also place it here and I will hold it down with my pin as well. So I'll do the same thing for the other cup. I'll place the middle. So I place the same thing, 2.75, and I'll come to this side. So you can see where I'm taking the measurement from the side back, the joining of the back. So I'll place it like this. So this is what you have after you're done placing it. You should have something like this. So after I am done placing this like this, I'll just put the straps inward like so, and I'll bring my lining piece. So you can see I did everything that I had on my fabric on my lining piece. So I'll go ahead and pin the top with my pin. After pinning it down, I'll just go ahead and run a stitch at the top of my fabric. So just pin it down so that it will be easy for you to sew. Yeah, so guys, I'm gonna have to pin it. So I'll just take this to my machine and run a stitch on it like so. So I've gone ahead to stitch it, and this is what it looks like. This is what the inside looks like, you can see. So what I'll do now is to turn it like this. So I'll just turn it this way, and I'll go to my machine and I will run a stitch towards the lining. So I'll just double stitch towards the lining, guys. So you just double stitch it like this towards the lining. This will just make it slip well. So towards the lining, please do not double stitch it towards the fabric, towards the lining. So I've gone ahead to stitch it, and this is what it looks like. You can see that our lining is not showing in the front at all. So you can see how the back looks like. You can see how neat it is. So you can see the front piece, the lining is not showing at the top at all. So now I've gone ahead to insert my boning casing. So I'll just place the boning casing like this. Just watch what I'm doing, guys. So when you put it inside like this, when you get to the tip of, I don't know how to put this, when you get to the tip of the fabric, you just pull it out a little like this. So you can see it has gotten to the tip. So I'll just go ahead now and pull it out, and I'll cut it, and then I'll now push it inside like this. So this will just make it for us to have space at the bottom of our top for joining. I hope you understand. So I'll repeat the same thing for this other one. I'll just push it my boning casing inward like so. So after pushing it in, I'll pull it out, I'll cut it and push it inside. So I'll do the same thing for all the boning casing we have here. So you just put it in, pull it out, cut it, and then you push it inward. So after you are done with this, I'll just turn it over like this, and I'll go to my sewing machine and run a stitch at the bottom like so. So you just stitch it down like this. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it and this is what it looks like. So I'll just go ahead and bring it out now. Guys, I'm sorry for my voice. Sorry for my voice, but I hope I was loud enough. So this is what it looks like after I was done bringing it out. So this is what we have, and I've gone ahead to press it with my iron, and this is the back part of our top. Where our top is almost ready, guys. Our top is almost ready, so I'm just trimming off the excess lining that we have there. So the next thing I'll be doing now, I've done this before, I've done it severally. So you just fold this part inward, that is the half inch that I told you guys that we'll be making use of earlier on. You just fold it inward like this, both the fabric and the nylon and the fabric and the lining. So you just fold it in like this and you use your iron to press it down. This will make it very easy for us to insert our loops. So you just fold it inward like this and you go ahead and iron this. So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. Fold it in, hold the lining and the fabric, and you just iron it. So I've gone ahead to do that, guys, and this is what it looks like. You can see how neat this is. I hope you can see it, so you can see what I was saying. Look at how neat it is, guys. So you can see how it is. I did that for the both side. So now next thing we'll be doing is we'll keep this aside and we'll bring our loop. So I went ahead to cut out 2 inches for my loop. I went ahead to cut out 2 inches. So I'll just cut as much loop as I can. And so this is what it looks like. So I also went ahead to, at the top here, I'll be placing one. Then from that top, I'll measure 1.5 inches. You can use 1 inches, you can use 2 inches, depending on the gap you want to leave for your loop. So I'll go ahead now and place my loop. So you just fold your loop like this and then you insert it like so. So I could not pin the loops down because of the burning casing we have at the back. So the I could not pin it down, but I'm still just showing you how you place it. So this is how you just insert your loop, and you use your pin to hold it down. So as you can see, the pin is not holding it down because of the burning casing we have here. So what I'll do is I'll just take this to my sewing machine and I'll just stitch on each of the lines while I am sewing. So I'll do the same thing for the other side as well. So guys, this is what we have. This is what it looks like. You can see the burning casing. You can see our loops. And this is what our top looks like. We are done, guys. So this is how our top looks like. This, you can see how neat this looks. You can see the inside. You can see how neat it is looking. So this is lining area of our top. So guys, so the next thing I'll be doing now is to be inserting my rope. So I just went ahead to fold this fabric and I'll be using it as my rope. So I'll just go ahead and join it together. So guys, we are done with our corset top, and this is what it looks like. You can see how beautiful this looks already, guys, and you can see it's very easy to make. Just follow the steps. So please tell me in the comment section if you'll be trying this, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to leave your question if you have any. So thank you guys for watching, and bye.